Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review would be the movie Spiral from the book of Jigsaw, aka Saw. Let's get into it. So this movie stars Chris Rock plays a detective Ezekiel Banks. You have Max Minghella plays as Detective William Strink. Marisol Nichols plays as Captain Angie Garza. Samuel Jackson plays as Marcus Banks, which is the father to Ezekiel Banks. And Patrick McGannis plays as Peter Dunleavy. Of course, the voice of Jigsaw, played by Toby Bell. Now, this movie is pretty much a spin-off of all the other Saws. I've been watching all the Saws that came out. The one that came out in 2016, a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was decent. But this one was originally supposed to come out before COVID hit, but it was a delay because of COVID. And this movie was okay. It was just okay. Nothing really to be excited for. Just was okay. So basically, it's always some principles that goes on about Saw, and this is basically to clear up the corruption in the police system, where you have a bunch of police officers who are dirty cops, and basically with their the Jigsaw copycat is want to clean up the police department, and where Zeke Banks pretty much is like the black sheep of the police officers because he turned in some dirty cops, and really that's going against the grain. And what it did was leave a lot of cops to you know not have his back, because he did turn in some cops. He went against the grain, so they didn't appreciate that. But he still was on the force. He was pretty much a loner. So when the first cop that got killed through the Jigsaw puzzle and everything, they put him on a case, and of course they was about to give somebody else the lead on the case, but he spoke saying that was his guy, and they needed to let him lead the case. And of course the Jigsaw copycat just kept picking the cops off. They assigned him a rookie, and he really didn't want to do the rookie. And Zeke was pretty much telling him like, hey, what I mean, you be at this job long enough, the wife and kids that you have, he said some lines like, you could make 600 Tuesdays, but you miss like 3 Saturdays, and you're the worst person in the world. You're gonna lose your marriage through this. And he also made comments that said, well, it's supposed to be girls' night out, the wife is out, and he's home with the kid. And Chris Rock was like, yeah, that's more like a dick night. You better be careful. So Chris Rock tried to make his character have some like little humorous moments throughout the movie. Samuel Jack was Chris Rock's Zeke Banks, Marcus Banks' father and son, and they had a strange relationship. And then Marcus Banks goes missing, and the other cops keeps getting plucked off. The captain, Angie Garcia, they're raiding the precinct, and she gets a message that there's a cold case that she need to get filed for right at the precinct. She goes down there in the basement. She gets killed in the basement, smothered with wax, burnt skin burnt off and everything like that. So the ending scene is pretty much Zeke Banks is gone. They got a tip to where to go. He show up. He see um, a old partner, Peter Dunleavy, that was his old partner. Where when he showed up to the scene, he heard shots, and Peter's pretty much said, "The guy tried to draw on me, so I killed him," or whatever. Really, the guy that answered the door said that he would testify against another cop. and so the cop killed him, getting rid of the witnesses. The cop didn't know that it was a kid witnessing this in the back. So when Zeke Banks, when he was a younger police officer, he seen the kid. He told the kid, like, be quiet, because if they know that you witnessed this, they'd kill you too. That's basically what it is. So Zeke was really a good guy. He wanted to do right, but it was just, he's in a world with a bunch of crooked cops. So they brought that partner in, and it's, you know, of course, the same old jigsaw puzzles. He was getting sliced with glass pieces and everything like that. Excuse me. He was getting sliced with glass pieces, and he ended up dying. So they come out, and when he finally comes to the main room, he sees the rookie that disappeared. And that rookie was William Strink. Finds out that William Strink was the kid who, back in the day, who his old partner, who he told shush, and he pretty much said he wanted to clean up the department. He knew that he was a good guy. These were bad cops, and he put them up to the final test. Basically saying all the cops deserve to get what they got. Now Zeke was pretty much, well, where's my father? So he got Marcus Banks, played by Samuel Jackson, tied up. That's what you see in the trailers. And he pretty much left one bullet. He called the cops, said the cops is on the way. He said, listen, if you hit that target with the bullet, it releases your dad. And when he locked them in, he put a string on the door. He said, I already called the cops, so you ain't got that much time. You release your dad, or you use the bullet on me, but then that'll kill your dad, or whatever. So, of course, he used the bullet to shoot the target for his dad. But as he ran off, as William ran off into the elevator, he went to help his dad. What he should have did was pull all the spikes and strings out of his dad, but he didn't. So what happened is he ran off to stop William and beating William up in the elevator. Meanwhile, the cops is coming through to break down the door. When they're coming through, they're pushing on the door. The string that was on the door raises Marcus back up. And now the strings is pulling him again. And what it did was it pulled his arm with a gun attached to it. But it's dark. The police can't see. So they just shoot him down. And they pull the gun out on Zeke or whatever. Meanwhile, William gets away as he go down the elevator, and he put the shush signal to Zeke, and he disappeared. And that's how it went off. So it was a decent movie overall. I do follow the Saw series. They just got to get, if they plan to take this on more, they need to get a better plot. That was just okay to get back into the series, but then you got to get more creative. I will say the killing scenes with all the normal, if you part of the whole Saw series, the killing scenes, like all the different attachments and all that, that part worked. But the plot, I think, was weak. The movie's not that long either. So out of my 4-star rating system, I give this movie a 2 out of 4 stars. Somebody, I can see where somebody could go even lower. 1.5 out of 4 stars. But I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4 stars. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.